Hello, my amazing Capricorns. How you doing? Welcome to your Astroflower reading going from the 16th through to the 22nd of April. We're going to be going into your chakras, your aura, and also doing a tarot reading at the end, which will also be clarifying. Thank you very much for being here. I really hope you have a lovely reading. So without further ado, let's just get straight into your chakras. Here we go with your root chakra. Let's see how big that is. Well, it's not that big. It's average size, pretty much Capricorn form there. There's been some really big root chakras this week, and that ties in with that mid-monthly reading as well, which I did on this channel. So it appears to be that you know where you're going and know what you want, and you seem to be now settling into getting your roots settled, and it seems to be okay with you. Things seems to be falling into place naturally in a way, and there's not a lot of stress or strain about this sort of foundation more than anything else. It's a very satisfying, almost sort of like fulfilling, or feeling of completion in a way. Let's just see what's going on the sacrum. Okay, the sacrum's still open a little bit, so maybe it's a little bit too much on sort of fundamental desires. They're not precise enough at the moment. There's still a few irons in the fire, as it were. So there's few possibilities there that need sort of clarification within you, or clarification in the life around you. You know, it's whether you could be sort of saying whether I live here or whether I live there, or whether I follow this job or whether I follow that job. And it's not clear enough at the moment. There needs to be, I think that's going to come within the following week for you. Let's just see what's going on your solar plexus. So the solar plexus is starting to fire. There's a lot still in it to give. And there seems to be like I think this is where it's this clarification of finding your feet as well is helping. It's giving you a bit more sort of passion and determination to take it in one particular direction and not another. But it's, as I say, the solar plexus is not firing on all cylinders at the moment. It's quite literally just what's in front of you at the moment, and what you're concentrating on is the here and now, and doesn't appear to be like you're looking too far in front of the future. This could have something to do with Pluto, the fact that we've been in Pluto for so long that you're almost waiting for Pluto to come along and just kind of go, right, start again. And that may be a bit of sort of like a trepidation for yourselves, of not being able to sort of break loose and follow that path indiscriminately. But it's definitely giving birth to that at the moment. There's no doubt about it. Let's just see what's going on in your heart chakra. Well, your heart chakra is really open. It's connecting to a lot of people, maybe too many people, to be honest. It's trying to satisfy maybe too many people at one go. Could cause you some problems here. This could be also as much as on your relationships than on your material side of life. But it is open, and it's enjoyment, and there's a lot of fun in there. There's a lot of sort of love, I guess, for for your fellow human, and a lot of understanding as well. Leaving space for other people, and sometimes people just sort of like at the wrong end of the stick, and they sort of they fight against the Capricorn, who's not really trying to fight. He's just trying to give people enough space in order to sort of position themselves, and it's difficult for Capricorn, because you sort of take it and take it and take it and take it, and there's, you know, and with Pluto, I think it was much easier for you to sort of say, no, stop, right, change. And this is not the case here anymore. I think this is one of the fundamental changes. It's going after your heart's desires. It's getting rid of that inhibition to sort of step forth and start exploring those heart's desires. And those heart's desires are the sensational part of your desires. The fundamental desires, which we find in the sacrum, is more a case of I am hungry. And your heart's desires is much more sort of kind of I would like to eat this. So you get this sort of sort of judgment on what you perceive as pleasure and what you perceive as good and what you perceive as non-pleasurable. And here is where it's opened up in a way that it's almost sort of like accepting pleasures from all bounds, by the looks of it, and not really filtering out anything. But it also, at the same time, that gives you no real distinction. And it gives you no sort of direction in accordance to a love or a partner. And this is much more to do with group, appreciation of the group or the family or the community, that sort of thing. Let's see what's going on in your in your third eye and your throat chakra. Okay, this is pretty reasonable. It's good. And I think this is where you're taking time as well. I don't think you're rushing things here, which is quite good. And that's because the heart is sort of you're using it as a sort of a valve, a pressure release valve in your life at the moment. And that is allowing you to sort of communicate slower, communicate in a way that's much more sort of open and non-judgmental and stuff like that, and it seems to be flowing quite nicely from you. There is slightly more mental effect upon it, more the third eye than the throat, but it's not major. It's really minuscule, to be honest. And this may be just this whole sort of thinking about sort of people and allowing them the space in order to sort of find where they need to be. Within your heart, basically. So and some people might not understand and might get it wrong, and it might feel painful for you, but I wouldn't give up on that. I would be a little bit more precise on your fundamental desires. I think that's really important here, because you don't want to get caught between two things. Getting caught between two things will sort of like almost sort of like bring back the habit of having Pluto within your sign, which you don't need to do anymore. You need to start striding forward towards your passions, your goals, and your desires. And that's where the solar plexus can really help you out if it kicks in. And it looks like it's going to be honest, over the next week after that. So after the 22nd. Probably looking around about the sort of 27th, around that sort of period. Let's just see what's going on your crown chakra. Nicely designed, nicely a beautiful shape. It's the only crown chakra I've seen at the moment with a shape on it. So I think within your consciousness is defined for you. There's no real movement in either way. There's nothing to learn here, but there's nothing really to change at this present time. Let me just see what the emotion is like. It is building, so I think it's going to largen, and that's probably what's going to happen next week as it enlarges your crown chakra. That means you're going to be able to stock a lot more within your consciousness, and eventually that's going to build up and overflow and affect all the rest of your chakras, which will bring into a new state of consciousness. And this is building up. It's almost you're shaping your consciousness at the moment for this future growth. So this week here seems to be, I guess, a little bit of a learning week here. It's almost like a week off as well. It's just taking it easy with the people that are around you. The only thing as I worry about is that the opening of the sacrum needs to be a little bit tighter, as far as I can tell, and the solar plexus needs to be kicking in. And as I say, I think that's going to gradually come into play over the next sort of 10 days. Let's see what's going on here. So this is the effect of that thing I was talking about coming from the outside world. So it's affecting your aura on the exterior. There is this sort of judgment within the middle that you're making. You've come to a point where you're sort of saying, I'm no longer going to be affected by this outside world, and start walking towards and working with a new form of logic, of understanding, of common sense, of a natural sense as well, in alignment with nature rather than anything else. And it seems like you have this pivotal point within there, and I think that's where that logic pierces through the veil of society that is around us. There is a realization as well that comes on later on in the week, so you're probably looking at around about this sort of like the 20th, around about the eclipse time as well. And I will be doing an eclipse reading on Sunday for this, a collective eclipse reading for Sunday, and then you will get your individual reading coming out on Wednesday. So and it seems like it comes in line with that, and maybe that's what's going to spark your solar plexus into play, and along with, and give you a lot more sort of definitive positioning according to your sacrum, basically. So that looks really nice. Let's see where the overall energy is flowing to. Funnily enough, it is flowing to the sacrum. So maybe it's a case of this week here of defining those primitive or those fundamental sort of desires within you. Let's go on to your tarot card. Let's do a bit of a reading on that sort of front. Excuse me a second. Let's do a bit of a reading on that sort of front. See what's going on there. We will be clarifying these cards. Thank you very much for being with us, Capricorn. I hope this is helping you out, help you get your energy into the best shape in order to sort of face the world around you. 10 of Pentacles, the abundance that is coming in for you. Maybe this is what the serenity that I was talking about, of feeling ease with things around you, like taking a week off. There seems to be, there's a lot of offers coming in actually, and this is when you're going to realize that actually abundance is not necessarily just finances. It's also connecting with people. It's also opening those opportunities, and having the abundance of energy as well, and having the abundance of consciousness as well. And it seems to be coming through on all sort of layers. So it's a natural growth and progression that is within you. Rather than just sort of financial rewards. It seems to be there as well, but it's not just finances there. I think you're getting a lot of support from energy and from spirit. Here we have the relationship side, and we have the karmic message. Karmic message is socialize. This goes in hand with your heart chakra and how it's opened up at the moment. There's a bit of celebration going on. It's connecting with other people that are around you. In a really good way, and you've got that Four of Pentacles. You're constantly evolving, Capricorn, moving on to the next level, opening up those doors of perception as you step through into a new paradigm. And the universe is not finished with you, Capricorn. It's, you know, you may want this break, but it seems like the universe is not finished with you. It's time to sort of step into, and that could possibly tie into the thing that I was saying that's coming around about the 20th. This could be this new paradigm, that something could be happening here within your relationship side, which opens up a completely new spectrum, a new vista, a new way of doing things. your guys here have got the Ten of Swords, so this is like this is how the guides influence your karmic message. This is how the universe is influencing it. This is also how the guides is almost just like the carrot and the stick. This is the stick scenario, and that's like the carrot in front of you, sort of egging you on. And these guys here are really concerned about the fundamental sort of things that are going on around you that may not necessarily be directly connected to you. It could well be creating coincidences, so in conversations that are around you, so you can actually help you to realize a few things inside you. And this is where you're sort of like maybe trying too hard or depending too much upon the outside world when the actual answer is within you. That's what it seems to come out for me. And then we got the Ace of Cups, and this is what's egging you on, that heart chakra, I think, opening up to that idea of you offering your heart or your Ace of Cups to the universe, to your life, to nature, to the world around you, to relationships around you. And it may also be when you offer it up, then that's what the universe will offer back to you. And it appears to be here where if you do openly, connect your emotions in a very singular fashion, you will get those sort of Two of Cups or the Lovers that sort of comes into place. It could well be an offering of love that's coming in from you. It could be, it could either be a fire sign or a water sign by the looks of it, because we've got the wands and the cups. But at the same time, I think it's also you realizing the offering that you wish to give to the world around you. I really believe that's part of it. And on this side, we have the world. So we have a new cycle coming in for you again. This is going to be joining this Four of Wands. It's with this financial reward here and this financial situation. It's a new cycle that's starting for you. So you need to step forward. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Seven of Swords didn't come out of this, because, playing smart in this whole sort of scenario. Oh, we got the Seven of Cups. So choosing your evident path. This new cycle is to step into that, and that is your karmic path in order to go into this new cycle. The universe here is trying to say to you, there's not 1,000 choices here. There is only one choice. There is only one cup that's really radiating there. And this is like, the Seven of Cups can be sort of like procrastinating, not being able to make choices, too many possibilities, stuff like that, which is also to do with your sacrum as well. And I think this is where the universe is encouraging you, and it looks like it's within your financial side more than anything else, and this, or your material side. So this could be where you live, what job you do, and everything like that. It's saying to you the most evident path for you to go down is to follow it, that evident path. When you look at all the possibilities, at one moment or another, when you're looking at all those possibilities, you're going to turn around to yourself and you're going to say, it's evident that I should be doing that. Then just go ahead and do it. You got the Emperor that sort of flew out there with the Four of Swords. And when you make this decision, you're going to feel really empowered, and also at the same time, blessed and healed by that choice that you're making. Let's just see what's going on here. The Hermit. A very Capricorn card, really. And the Hermit is, this is how your guides are sort of influencing this new cycle here. They're sort of saying that you've captured your dreams and aspirations of what you would like to achieve in the material world. And that dreams and aspirations is that star that's inside his lantern, which is just there. So that's like the star card in there, your dreams and aspirations. And your guides are almost sort of saying, where it is, there's no going back, and you need to follow this. And in order to follow it, you need to start expressing it as well, living it, walking it, being it. That's the sort of thing I think your guides are sort of encouraging you to do, to be that evident path, to follow your evident path as you go forth. And then we've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is a really beautiful thing. That's the thing that's egging you on. Confidence within you, security, knowledge and understanding of why you are and where you are. Really connecting with that 10 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles as well. And we've got 2 10s here on the go. No, we haven't got another. I thought we might have another, but yeah, we've got 2 10s on the go here. So it's a real completion and the starting of a new one, really. And yeah, so this Queen of Pentacles, she knows where she's going. She's got that. She knows where she wants to invest her money or her time, her effort, her energy. And this should be the same thing for you, really. And then we got the Knight of Pentacles as well. Going on that long journey, planting the seeds as you go. Because as you plant those seeds as you go, then all of a sudden you're going to have fruit constantly within that journey as you gradually go forward. And it is starting that long-term journey. I think it's almost, it feels like something that's been within you for ages. So it could be like, you know, I was always thinking up businesses when I was young in London. And one of my businesses was to rent out windsurfs on the beach in the south of France. Why not? Why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? I'm from London. Why wouldn't you? You know, and, you know, it could be like for next week, it turns up for me kind of going, oh, wow, look, there's a very old desire just suddenly come up on the horizon again. It seems like there's sort of something that you've been working on for some time that's all of a sudden it's now, you've got to keep going. You've got to push it to the limit. I think I said this in your weekly reading last week as well. Don't give up. And it seems like it's you can almost touch it and smell it now. It's right on your doorstep. Let's just see what the overall energy is here. So the moon on the 10 of Pentacles, you may not actually see all the benefits that are being produced for you around you. And you may not be conscious of it, but there is a lot. It's also bringing things, with this abundance, it's bringing things up to the surface of realizing who the people or the situations that really do work for you, and how you feel at ease with what you're doing. And it's also sort of like exposing the things that are not working for you. And I think that's a case of important to him, follow it. So with the 3 of Cups, we get the the King of Swords. Judgment and clarity and vision of where you're going within your social networking. It's socially, this is what I was saying earlier on as well with your heart chakra. Just be careful that you're not spreading things a little bit too much all over the place and being a little bit thin. Maybe that does need to be a little bit sharpened, like your sacrum as well. But there is this this whole sort of celebration and connecting with other people around you, which is going to give you clarity and vision of where you should be going, made out of judgment. We got the Knight of Swords going through the portal, going from one dimension to another, going on to a new mission. And this is a mission within your relationships. And it's almost as, it feels like you're sort of kind of like, you know, you're not giving up. You want love and you're not giving up on it. You know, you're determined here. Let's just see. Maybe it's a case of the criteria is maybe a little bit too much for you. You know, I'll be just a little bit wary of the criteria, what you want to offer out. That card just doesn't want to come out, so I'm not going to try and force it. Here we go. 5 of Cups. Maybe this is that whole sort of disappointment of the past. Maybe there's something in the past that you've been through in regards to your relationships that's made you carry a heavy burden within your life. And I would focus on, she's holding 1 cup. And what do you have in front of you? 1 cup. So I would understand the past and realize that, yeah, it may have made you feel laden and disappointed maybe. But at the same time, I think if you keep your eyes to the front, you're gonna have a lot of love and possibilities coming your way. Four of Cups. It's don't miss those opportunities. That's what it's saying here of that Ace of Cups. And she's got as well one cup in particular in her hand. You've got it within you. You've got this possibility, this amazing possibility of happiness that is coming up. What might be slowing it down is that sort of 10 of Wands, of how you may be sort of carrying a little bit too much, sort of saying, you almost might sort of saying to yourself, well, it's not for me. I'm not going to find love. I don't know about that. I'm not so sure. I think you are. I think it's just a case you just got to keep moving forward on that sort of front. But I don't think you're really concentrating on that side, to be honest. Capricorn, as Capricorn is, you're going to be a bit of a workaholic, and I think you're really concentrating on your material side and that new cycle. So you got the Two of Pentacles concentrating on the things that matter. Basically, investing your time and effort into things that work for you. That's what this new cycle is all about. You got the Lovers that are coming out on this side, rather on this side. And this is falling in love with what you do, falling in love with the evident path that you're going down. There's obviously a mission that the universe is trying to take you on. And apparently it's coming from within you with that Hermit thing. And it's to do with happiness. As I said, I think you're more concentrated on this side. I think you can take it or leave it in a way on this side. But there is a certain degree of following that sort of heart's desires and that love sort of thing, that Ace of Cups. So you could say that the sun is captured by the Hermit in his lantern because the sun is a star, but it's shining a light upon you without you having to, you're not going out looking for it. It's going to be just shone upon you by the looks of things. But once you choose that evident path and you start concentrating on the things that really work for you, all of a sudden you're going to draw a lot of attention to yourself as you quietly go about your business. And this is, for some people it could be overwhelming, but in a way, I think this is, what needs to happen for you. This side of thing really needs to sort of like come to you with the King of Wands at the top. It's a very, very powerful financial sort of side or material side. I mean, I keep coming back to the idea that it's not necessarily financial. I think you're going to get financial rewards out of this, yes, but I also think there's a high level of degree of respect and high level of degree of respect and just sort of admiration of what you're doing in a way, Capricorn, with the outside world, from the outside world, and you're going to be a leader. It's, you're leading on your own path. You're leading your life, and I think this is going to show other people around you that you're actually leading that life. And then you've got the Queen of Cups as well, and it's going to, I think this longer term plan is actually going to provide a lot of happiness from within you, which you can then start radiating around you. There's also something that's connecting now to this side here that I'm getting off the Queen of Cups, as if it's like on this long-term plan, there might be someone that you may be connected to. I'm not saying a future partner at all. It could be just sheer admiration between you and another person. But there just seems to be someone that's connected to you within that sort of relationship. So I can't resist it. I've got to go further. Yeah, it's going to bring in that healing and making you feel at home with the situation. And that card there, and that's what it's going to be healing. It's going to be healing that broken heart that you might have had back here, and feeling at one with yourself, regressing within yourself, as it were. And what's going to come out of that? The Five of Swords, so you can walk away from that headache in the going future. This is what this is happening here. It's letting go of all of those things in the past. It's not allowing, it doesn't want to go, and this resonates in you at the moment. It does within your energies and stuff like that. It does come across to me like this, but it's like you don't want to run before you can walk. This is what it's sort of saying here. It doesn't want you to run before you can walk. What's the ultimate outcome for all of this sort of thing? There's definite offerings, and I think this is letting go of the past as well, as I was talking about. This could well be contracts as well being offered to you. We're going to be doing the solar eclipse reading, and that's going to be a 6 monthly reading according mainly to the material side, so I think it will interest you. And then we've got the lunar eclipse coming up in the couple of weeks after that, which is all to do with the emotional sort of side, the hidden side of life and stuff like that. So thank you very much for being here and being part of the Astroflower family. Yes, in the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.